Hidden away within the sacred realm lies a divine artifact said to grant the wish of any who touch it. 3 sacred triangles crafted by the almighty goddesses Din, Nehru, and Ferori. This powerful relic, known to most as the Triforce, is what keeps the world of Hyrule in balance and prosperity. The Triforce has appeared many times throughout the Zelda series, and so naturally we know pretty much everything about it, right? Well, we don't really know what it is. Yes, it is the powerful force that gives Hyrule life and holds it together, but that still doesn't answer how it does those things or what it's made of. Furthermore, the Triforce, while mostly very prominent in the Zelda series, is notably absent from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So, where did it go? Why did it suddenly disappear from the land it so heavily depends upon? Well, rest assured, these questions will be answered, and all will be made clear. I'm Mr. Z, and this is Zelda Discussions. Let's get into it. Like I said earlier, the Triforce is the almighty power left behind by the Golden Goddesses, keeping the world in prosperity, and holding the ability to grant the wish of anyone who touches it. It is an impartial power that will grant the wish of good or evil, but that doesn't mean it's not inherently good. While granting the wish of anyone, it still keeps the land in prosperity, and without it, the land would fall into ruin and despair. Lorule is proof of this. The king of Lorule saw the wars that were started over Lorule's Triforce, and to end all the conflict, he destroyed it, thus plunging the land into chaos. Additionally, the Triforce, when touched by one with an unbalanced heart, splits and goes to the ones who best represent each piece's virtue, thus amplifying those characteristics within those people. We see Ganondorf gain additional power and literally cheat death in Twilight Princess. Zelda's wisdom is amplified, allowing for her to come up with the plan to disguise herself as Sheik in Ocarina of Time, and Link's courage is amplified, allowing him to overcome impossible odds in pretty much every game in the series. So now that we understand what the Triforce does, we can now examine what it actually is. There are a few tellings of Hyrule's creation story. All tell of the goddesses coming down into the chaotic void and bringing life and order to it in the form of Hyrule's planet. However, one is very different from the rest. In Echoes of Wisdom, Zelda gets told the creation story from the goddesses themselves, whereas Ocarina of Time's and Twilight Princess's creation stories are retellings by the Deku Tree and Light Spirit Lanayru, respectively. Zelda in Echoes of Wisdom is told that in the chaotic void, there existed Null, an entity who sought destruction and isolation. The goddesses then created the world of Hyrule as a prison for Null to prevent his destruction. But once the land was created, the goddesses brought forth the Tris, who would use the power of echoes to keep the land in order and fix any holes Null might break through his prison. The Triforce isn't mentioned at all. Only the Tris. And this account is from the mouths of the actual goddesses, the ones who brought the Triforce into existence. This leads me to believe that the Tris and the Triforce are one and the same. They both have the same general purpose of keeping the land intact. Both were conceived by the goddesses, and both are impartial on who can use them, as we see both Zelda and Null use the Tris' echo powers. Further proof of this idea lies in the temples in Echoes of Wisdom. Many of them have dot and dash designs carved into the walls and floors, which likely correspond to the dots and dashes that make up the faces of the Tris. This includes the chamber where we fight Ganon within Hyrule Castle, where these patterns are on the same design of the royal family's crest, a design where the Triforce is a central motif. Furthermore, these same dots and dashes are shown all over the ancient ruins protecting the Triforce, as well as radiating off of the Triforce itself. I believe the Triforce is the central power keeping the land intact, and the Tris are a sort of extension of the Triforce, which allows for repair on Null's rifts. This would allow the Triforce to stay hidden while still keeping the world intact. This would mean that the Triforce is not just the supreme power left behind by the goddesses, but its own separate entity with a consciousness whose goal is to keep the creation of the goddesses protected from destruction. As previously stated, the Triforce is mysteriously absent from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Now, we do see Zelda use what seems to be the entire might of the Triforce to seal Calamity Ganon away. However, it seems to be more that her sealing power and bloodline of the goddess Hylia can use the Triforce's power remotely, but not require it to actually be there. So if this idea is true, and it's just the Triforce's power being used remotely, then where is it physically? Well, Tears of the Kingdom may be the answer to this question. After completing the Construct Factory dungeon in Tears of the Kingdom, Minoru, the Sage of Spirit, and one of the Zonai, gives us some insight on her ancestors. She tells us that the Zonai were descended from gods and came down from the heavens to the Hylians. They also brought with them treasures from the same gods they descended from. These are the secret stones of the Zonai. These objects are godly treasures, much like the Triforce is. And not only this, but they function in much of the same way as the Triforce does. The secret stones allow anyone to use their power. However, they only amplify the powers of the ones wielding them. Again, much like the Triforce does. Furthermore, we see the power of echoes be used when the sages pick up and use each of the secret stones. They create a copy of the sages, allowing Link to use their powers remotely. I believe that somewhere between the main timeline and the Wild Era, the Zonai took the full Triforce and with their advanced technology and godlike powers, broke the Triforce into multiple pieces to allow more than only 3 people to make use of its abilities of power amplification. Minoru also tells Zelda in the distant past that swallowing a secret stone will turn one into an immortal dragon, a process called draconification. But unless one had done it before, there would be no way of knowing about it. However, there exist 3 dragons who correspond to the 3 goddesses, Dinral, Farash, and Naydra. These 3 must have been Zonai of the past who had accidentally, or perhaps even intentionally, eaten their secret stones, transforming them into dragons. I believe this proves the idea of the secret stones being the Triforce. 3 Zonai consumed pieces of the Triforce and became sacred dragons who resemble the 3 goddesses' colors. And this would mean that once Link defeats the draconified Ganondorf by destroying the secret stone on his head, Link destroyed the Demon King, as well as erased a part of the sacred Triforce from existence forever. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe for more Zelda stuff from me. Let me know what you guys think about this theory in the comments. You are all appreciated and loved. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.